Hey guys, it's me, Tiana Jones, also known as Callie Faye, and I'm here today with the All Lives Do Exist Sustainable Development Day 13 Climate Change. And we have people from all over the world here that is going to explain how they feel about this. Climate change is our number one effect in our world today. We have a video from Job Okello from Africa.
Have you ever seen your mother cry, wail, or weep bitterly? I have seen my mother cry bitterly. I've seen my mother wail bitterly. I have seen my mother weep bitterly. Today, Mother Earth cries. Today, Mother Earth wails. Today, Mother Earth weeps. Why? Because her sons and daughters are not taking good care of her, but expect her to take good care of them. Mother Earth is in pain because it is burning due to global warming. There is this powerful Native American proverb that says, "We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children." Meditate on that proverb for a moment. There is no single country in the world today that is not experiencing the severe effects of climate change. It was the former Secretary General of the UN, Kofi Annan, who prophetically said, "The world is reaching the tipping point beyond which climate change may become irreversible. If this happens, we risk denying present and future generations the right to a healthy and sustainable planet. The whole of humanity stands to lose." Kofi Annan was neither a prophet nor a pessimist, but his prophetic words are coming to pass. The UN said 2019 was the second warmest year on record and the end of the warmest decade, 2010 to 2019, ever recorded. Sustainable Development Goal number 13 aims to take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. The Paris Agreement, adopted in 2015, aims to strengthen the global response to the threat of climate change by keeping a global temperature rise in this century well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels. The agreement also aims to strengthen the ability of countries to deal with the impacts of climate change through appropriate financial flows, a new technology framework, and an enhanced capacity building framework. The Sustainable Development Goals Report 2021 says to meet these goals, global carbon dioxide emissions need to be reduced by 45% by 2030 from 2010 levels and reach net zero emissions by 2050. Greenhouse gas concentrations reached new highs in 2020, with globally averaged mole fractions of carbon dioxide exceeding 410 parts per million. Concentrations of greenhouse gases continue to increase in 2020, reaching new record highs. 2020 was one of the 3 warmest years on record, with the global average temperature about 1.2 degrees above the 1850 to 1900 baseline. The world remains woefully off track in meeting the Paris Agreement target of limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels and reaching net zero carbon dioxide emissions globally by 2050. At the 26th United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP26, held in 2021 in Glasgow, Scotland, Her Excellency Mia Mottley Amor, the Prime Minister of Barbados, warned the world that a 2-degree Celsius rise in global temperature would be a death sentence for the island and coastal communities. What a soul-awakening statement from a leader, not a politician. Today, I cannot help but ask world leaders, are you really true to the Paris Agreement? Are you really true to what is on paper? Are you really true to what is required of you? Given the global climate change crisis we are experiencing in the world today, leadership has never been required, desired, and deserved more than today. To solve the global crisis, leadership is the greatest need of the hour. We need leadership now more than it has ever been needed in history. Who are those who will lead us to abate the global climate change crisis? When speaking at the 74th session of the General Assembly of the UN in September 2019, the then Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, made a painful observation on climate change. He said, "I feel that there is a lack of seriousness. Perhaps world leaders, some of the leaders who can do a lot, do not realize the urgency of the situation. We have a lot of ideas, but as someone said, ideas without funding is mere hallucination." What a leadership statement. That is what is called speaking truth to power. Long live Imran Khan. Climate change is having profound consequences on our planet's diversity of life and people's lives. Sea levels are rising and oceans are warming. Longer, more intense droughts threaten freshwater supplies and crops, endangering efforts to feed a growing world population. Without action, the changing climate will seriously compromise food production in countries and regions that are already highly food insecure. It will affect food availability by reducing the productivity of crops, livestock, and fisheries, and hinder access to food by disrupting the livelihoods of millions of rural people who depend on agriculture for their incomes. If food production is one of the greatest casualties of climate change, then why can't we properly embrace sustainable agriculture and food production? His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, the former Secretary General of the UN, warned that climate change is the single greatest threat to a sustainable future. But at the same time, addressing the climate challenge presents a global opportunity to promote prosperity, security, and a brighter future for all. I wish I could address world leaders together. I would pose critical questions to them, but I will pose the questions nevertheless. Do we have serious national climate plans in our respective countries? Do we have serious research-based practices, programs, and projects with a critical focus on adapting smallholder production and making the livelihoods of rural populations more resilient in our countries? Are we seriously decarbonizing all aspects of our economies? Are we really doing enough to create and promote green jobs and sustainable and inclusive growth in our countries? Are we really committed to making societies and people more resilient through a transition that is fair to all and leaves no one behind? Are we seriously investing in sustainable solutions to our crisis? Are we committed to curbing pollution and ending fossil fuel subsidies in our countries? Are we seriously confronting all climate risk at all levels in our countries? Are we seriously cooperating at local, national, and international levels to mitigate the global climate change crisis? Are we seriously strengthening resilience and adaptive capacity to climate-related hazards and natural disasters in all countries? Are we seriously integrating climate change measures into national policies, strategies, and planning? Are we seriously building knowledge and capacity in our countries to mitigate climate change? Are we seriously improving education, awareness raising, and human and institutional capacity on climate change mitigation, adaptation, impact reduction, and early warning? Are we seriously fighting corruption? Are we seriously fighting corruption, especially in African countries, so that the resources for mitigating climate change are not misused? Are the developed countries seriously committed to supporting the developing countries to mitigate climate change? Are we seriously promoting the mechanisms for raising capacity for effective climate change-related planning and management in the least developed countries and small island developing states, including focusing on women, youth, and local and marginalized communities? The British billionaire, entrepreneur, and founder of Virgin Group, Sir Richard Charles Nicholas Branson, rightly said, climate change is a huge challenge, but it can be brought in line if governments, businesses, and individuals work together. Yes, we should seriously work together. We should seriously strive with all our might to source all electricity from renewable sources like wind, solar, and hydro. We should use energy-efficient LED lighting systems. We should increase investment in innovation to improve energy efficiency and enable people to reduce their greenhouse gas emissions. We should invest in carbon capture and storage technology to capture emissions produced from the use of fossil fuels in electricity generation and industrial processes, preventing carbon dioxide from entering the atmosphere. We should seriously reduce greenhouse gas emissions from transport operations with abatement levers, such as reducing the carbon footprint through greater fuel efficiency, local sourcing, modal shift to lower carbon modalities, modular transport, improving container utilization, and warehouse optimization, among others. We should properly understand climate risk and build resilience into the supply chains at local, national, and international levels. We should expand sustainable forest management through responsible sourcing practices and product substitution. We should all take responsibility to mitigate climate change. In the infallible words of the American actor and film producer Leonardo DiCaprio, climate change is real. It is happening right now. It is the most urgent threat facing our entire species, and we need to work collectively and stop procrastinating. Leonardo DiCaprio was more than 100% right. Whereas every country must do its part to address climate change, the developed countries contribute the lion's share of carbon pollution in the atmosphere. Thus, they have to take the lead in the fight for a sustainable future. No one can run away from the effects of climate change. No one can wish away the effects of climate change. No one can pray away the effects of climate change. No one can cheat their way out of the effects of climate change. No one can dodge the effects of climate change. No one can ignore the effects of climate change. Everyone faces the effects of climate change. None is safe until all are safe. Whenever I speak of climate change affecting everyone, I cannot help but recall the wise statement made by His Excellency Ban Ki-moon that climate change does not respect border. It does not respect who you are, rich and poor, small and big. Therefore, this is what we call global challenges, which require global solidarity. Ha! God bless Ban Ki-moon. Yes, we need global solidarity to solve global challenges. We need that solidarity now, not next time. Believe it or not, climate change is real, alive and well. Climate change is the Everest of all problems. Climate change is not fictional. We must make conscious decisions and take serious actions to save the planet, bearing in mind the consequences of our actions. Global warming or global greening, the choice is ours. Whereas we can choose our actions, we cannot choose their consequences. Global warming is warning us to stop warming the earth. We have a strong will to cut trees, but a weak will to plant them. This is catastrophic, unfortunate, and saddening. How many trees have you planted? How many trees are you planting? How many trees will you plant? It is time to teach everyone to beat global warming. We must teach everyone, everywhere, every time, everything about climate change in simple terms so that they can understand and then make their contributions accordingly. In this information age, ignorance is a choice. Global warming is destroying the earth. You are either part of the problem or the solution. Choose you now what you will be. As for me, I choose to be a solution. What is your choice? What decisions have you made to save the planet? What actions will you take to save the planet? Many words have been spoken about climate change. Many words are being spoken about climate change. Many words will still be spoken about climate change. Yet what will make the difference is the actions we take. We either act now or cry later. We either act now or weep later. We either act now or wail later. We either act now or regret later. Conserve forest, conserve water, conserve energy to reduce the effect of global warming. Choose clean energy over burning coal and petrol. Either we destroy global warming or it destroys us. Either we end global warming or it ends us. Either we put away global warming or it puts us away. Save the Arctic, save the polar bears, save the planet. Save Earth today to survive tomorrow. Don't let humanity melt away. Global warming is everywhere, leaving us no safe place anywhere. Glaciers across the globe are fast melting due to global warming. Stop global warming now. Global warming is our reality. Global warming is not a hoax. Global warming is happening in broad daylight. Be nice, save the ice. Being cool has never been so hot. Be green to be free from global warming. Beat the rising heat to be free from global warming. Global warming is very alarming. Global warming will cook you. Global warming is a global warning. Thank you very much.
And that is how we conclude today's session. Global warming is a warning. Thank you guys, and see you tomorrow.